How did the civil rights cases specifically affect African Americans? Have you ever wondered how a court ruling could change the lives of so many people? The civil rights cases of 1883 did just that for African Americans. These cases had a deeply negative impact by effectively ending federal protection against racial discrimination by private individuals and businesses. The Supreme Court struck down the Civil Rights Act of 1875, which had guaranteed African Americans equal access to public accommodations such as hotels, theaters, and transportation. The court ruled that the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment applied only to actions by the state, not to private acts of discrimination. This meant that if a private business refused service to an African American, the federal government could not step in to help. Instead, African Americans had to rely on state courts, which were often unfriendly to their claims. As a result, legalized segregation and discrimination became widespread during the Jim Crow era. The ruling allowed private businesses to discriminate openly without fear of consequences from the federal government. This reinforced social and economic barriers that African Americans faced daily. Justice John Marshall Harlan was the only dissenting voice in this case. He argued that the federal government had a duty to protect African Americans from discrimination. He believed that the court's narrow view undermined the purpose of the Reconstruction amendments. Looking back at the American Civil War and its aftermath, this decision marked a significant setback in the fight for rights and freedoms that had been gained through the war and the Reconstruction era. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery, and the 14th Amendment aimed to guarantee equal protection. However, the civil rights cases limited the practical application of these amendments by excluding private discrimination from federal oversight. This ruling contributed to the failure of Reconstruction to achieve lasting racial equality. It allowed discriminatory practices to flourish for decades after the war. African Americans found themselves facing a new set of challenges as they tried to navigate a society that was increasingly hostile to their rights. The civil rights cases of 1883 serve as a reminder of how fragile progress can be and how important it is to continue fighting for equality.